Hi guys, this is Cece here from Cece Sharing Space. In this space, we share views and information on self-development and relationship building. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button and to receive notifications for the new videos. And also, don't forget to click on the like button. Enjoy, thank you. Hi, welcome all. Thank you for viewing my video. I'm just going to continue this topic about is marriage relevant in 21st century. I think it's just the same as saying is happiness relevant in the 21st century. I believe that everything is still relevant because we still need that relationship, man and woman coming together and making a family. We still need to experience all these experiences, no matter how advanced our society has now become, because our society is very technologically advanced. It's so much advanced that even our children think differently to the way we thought when we were younger. I grew up in a single parent home, so I didn't experience that what it is for a man and a woman to come together and actually look after their children. My mom brought us up, and most of us are coming from that type of background. You see, so we don't really understand what marriage is. That it is actually a unity, and marriage is not about competition. Now, with the 21st century, we males and females are now made to compete too much. We made to compete even in our schooling, education, in sports, activities. We're always competing, and that carries on even in our relationships. So that's the whole idea, is that number one, too much competition. Number two, we don't know what love is. Number three, we don't know what marriage is. These problems cause problems. It causes more complications in the 21st century. When things already are complicated already, we have women's liberation. Now, women's liberation it needs to be balanced. As a woman, I understand the need for us to have freedoms because women never had freedoms. And in some countries, women are still oppressed. So in a Western world, or a Western African country like South Africa, women have rights. Women are very liberally minded. They're given more opportunities, more than that were given to the people that came before us, like in the 60s and the 50s and the 20s. We're more free now to choose our lives where we want to choose them. However, when you have a liberation and freedoms, there has to be responsibility that comes with it. And when you accept the freedom and take it wholeheartedly, you need to also take responsibility. The mere simple things of life like respect and compassion for other people is important. So when you have all those freedoms to do as you want to do, you need to understand it. But with these freedoms come with the responsibilities as well. So in relationships, women tend to be very, very, very egotistical because now she has all these freedoms and now she's also afforded all this education. Things that were not afforded to our parents before. You see. So now we have a situation where woman's ego is so highly inflated because now she's got the job, she's got the money, she's got the car, she's got everything, she's got the education, right? But the important things that we need to understand as human beings, and this is not only about marriage and relationships, it's also about being human, is respect and understanding for the next person. So no matter how wealthy and how successful you are as a woman, you still need to respect your man. You still need to respect your society as well. So this is another thing that's been complicating the marriage in the 21st century. And then we have the concept of divorce. Divorce is specifically correlated to death of a relationship, death of an understanding between two people. These are one of the choices that we have when we are in a marriage and we no longer want to be in a marriage anymore. Now, 20th century or 21st century marriages are very focused on that because we both know as a male and female that if I'm not happy in this marriage, I can always move, I can always go. You see, because I'm independent, I have my own job, I have my own assets. I don't need you. You see, this is where it's coming from. We feel like we don't need each other, and we feel that this marriage is not working because you're too strong. You don't want to submit to me. You see, there's a lot of concepts around the 21st century marriages because our culture also affects this thing. Our religion also affects the way we conduct our marriages. You see, so marriage in the 20th century is made complicated because of the other things outside of marriage. Things that are directly linked to how we conduct our marriages and how we react to our partners. Marriages these days lack respect and understanding because we marry for different things. Some people marry for to be taken care of. Some people marry for sex. Some people marry because he's forced to marry or she's forced to marry because he's getting old now. We get to the age of 30 and you feel that the world is ending. I'm not married. I need to get married. And then you have your relatives forcing you and pushing you on the other side. And this happens a lot in the black culture and African culture. As a woman, speaking as a woman, I understand the concept. When you hit 30, you say, well, I'm 30 and I'm not married. And looking around, I see all my friends are married, so you're under pressure. And I believe this also happens in the Western society as well, because society puts these obligations, expectations from us, that at a certain time you must finish high school, at a certain time you enter university, at a certain time you finish university by 25 or so. By 25, 26, you're really getting married. You see, by 30, you've really got 2 or 3 children. So they kind of map it up. But this is not written in concrete. This is people's perceptions. So they wait, your family members wait and check and see your time clock. And they keep on telling you you're getting older. You're getting older as a woman. You know that women get older far faster. They need to have children. You need to get married now. All those pressures. You see, that's what complicates the marriages in the 21st century, that we end up going into marriages for wrong reasons because we pressured. And on top of it too, we're also trying to keep to the grind. We're trying to make the money. We're trying to live the life that society expects us to live. These are the things that complicate marriage in the 21st century. It wasn't like that before. You see, all these liberations and freedoms come with consequences and a lot of responsibilities as well. Before, it was different. In the early centuries, in the 30s or 20s, 50s, around there, women never go to work. They were not expected to work outside the home. Women were brought up by their parents and they got married off at a young age. Probably by 18 you should be married or so, and that was an average age. By 18 you should be married. And then you got taken to your husband's family to live, and then you take care of them. You clean up the house, you just do all the domestic stuff, and then within a year or two you got ready 1 or 2 children. The pressures were different then. They were more domestic and physical. Be a woman that makes children, that basically you can clean and cook. Now the pressures are different. Now you're a woman, you need to be educated, you need to have houses and cars, you need to have all these responsibilities. You're now equal to your brothers. What your brothers are doing, you must also you must also do it even perfect more than your brother. And now there's a competition now between a man and female with the siblings in the home. And then you get married, and then there's another competition you're having with your man now as well. You see, this is where the problem comes in. Marriage is not a competition. When you're in a marriage, it's a partnership. It's a dance. It's a unity dance between 2 people getting to create the life they want to create. And this is where the problem comes in. This is what makes marriage in the 21st century complicated. Another thing, not every woman now wants to have children. Or maybe she only wants to have one, and then the husband wants to have 4. So now remember, men tend to forget that the woman is the one who carries the baby. It's a woman's body that gets weighed down, that gets broken down while making children, because having children is not an easy thing. Speaking from a woman's concept, carrying a child for 9 months and birthing them, it's not an easy thing. It does take from you. It drains from your energies. It also damages your body as well. You see, so all these things are all parts of the complications of marriage in the 21st century. So a woman says, okay, I'm now living in the 21st century. I'm now educated. I'm now my own boss. Now I have a choice to be married or not. You see? So I'm now choosing not to get married. And that's fine as well. However, you're choosing not to get married, but you're still dating, you're still having children out of wedlock. So now you're causing a imbalance. I'm talking because I've done that. I'm talking through experience. Having children out of wedlock as a woman, a single woman, parent, it's not a easy thing to do, and it does cause society imbalances because your children are brought up without that main concept of having a father figure. As a woman, as a girl brought up in a single parent home, it was not easy because I never get to experience what a father love is. What is father love? I never get to experience it in my home because I grew up without my father like most women. And this also now affects you when you're going to get married. You don't even know what to expect in a so-called, what is a good man, what is a perfect man, a man that can take care of his family. You have no idea what that is because you never experience it. You never experience what to even have a father. You never see your mother and your father working together because you never experienced that. And now you now supposed to be well equipped to be married. And that's why I'm talking about society imbalances. Marriages in 21st century is very imbalanced. It's very imbalanced because number one, we don't know who we are, we don't know what we want, and we're too egotistical, we're competing with our husbands, it's just a mess. So that's the difference between marriage in the 20th century, 21st century and marriage before. However, my question is what is, sorry, my question is, what is marriage in 21st century relevant? I think it is relevant because as human beings, we always need to be together. We always need companionship, and marriage is just about companionship anyway. If you take away the children's story and all the other stuff that society expects from you, marriage is about two people coming together and sharing their lives together. It's about two people coming together to love and share their companionship. So for me, in my opinion, marriage is still very relevant in the 21st century. However, there's so many complicated factors that we need to think about before we get married. We need to think very clearly. Do you really want to get married? Do you know what you're getting yourself into? Do you know that you have a choice, yes, but now, are you going to divorce each time you get married? Are you going to be causing this conflict in your life all the time because you have a choice to get divorced? These are all the things that affect marriage in the 21st century, and they're quite a lot. It's a mouthful, and if you think about it very clearly. You as a parent now, will you advise your children to get married? Well, with me, I will advise my kids, my two kids, when they're ready to get married, is that it must be a choice. It must not be something that they're forced to do because of society expectations. It must be something that they know what they're getting themselves into. They must know what they're getting themselves into because marriage is not a child's game. It's not child's play. It's about two people trying to make a life together and eventually getting to know each other while they're doing that. You see? So I will advise my children to take it easy, not rush, and really think about it very clearly. Okay. Thank you so much again for listening to my video. I hope it was helpful. I said a mouthful, a lot of things that we touched on here. Okay. Thank you so much.